What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. And I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to tell you about a story that just dropped that kind of left me for pause. Not only for what was done, the crime that was committed, but also how long it took to apprehend this person after said crime was committed. This woman right here is Mercedes Ferguson of Wilmington, Delaware, 30 years old. She was a mother. This woman right here has been locked up from an incident that occurred August 18th of last year, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman right here was just arrested on March 8th of this year for starving her 4-year-old son to death back in August. I want to read this police report to you from what they're saying, this off the website, and we'll come back and talk about this. Take a look. All right, guys, I'm looking on the Newcastle County, Delaware Police News, and the story is on here in a little bit of detail, and it reads as follows: arrest made in the starvation death of a 4-year-old child. Wilmington, Delaware, Detectives from Newcastle County Division of Police have charged 30-year-old Mercedes Ferguson of Wilmington with murder by abuse following a child death investigation. The investigation into the incident began on August 18, 2023 at 1:24 a.m. after a 911 call was made from a home in the unit block of Court Drive in the community of Greenview at Chestnut Run in reference to CPR on her 4-year-old son. Police officers from the Newcastle County Division of Police, Newcastle County paramedics, and emergency medical services responded to the home and provided first aid to the victim, who was identified as her 4-year-old son. Unfortunately, the 4-year-old was pronounced deceased, and his body was turned over to the Delaware Division of Forensic Science, who conducted an autopsy to determine the cause and manner of his death. An autopsy was conducted by the Delaware Division of Forensic Science, which ruled the death was a homicide through starvation. On March 8th, 2024, after reviewing the case with the Delaware Attorney General's Office, detective obtained warrants for the arrest of Mercedes Ferguson. Mercedes Ferguson was taken into custody on March 11, 2024, at a home in Herbert Drive in Newcastle, Delaware. Mercedes Ferguson was transported to the Newcastle County Police Headquarters, where she was charged with the following crimes: 1 felony count of murder by abuse or neglect, first-degree recklessness causing the child's death. Mercedes Ferguson was arraigned at the Justice of the Peace Court Number 2, and is committed to the Dolores J. Bellaire Women's Correctional Institute after failing to pay $1 million cash bond. So it says detectives are asking anyone with additional information to please contact Detective Starrett at area code 302-395-2745. Additionally, if you or someone you know is a victim or witness of a violent crime or have lost a loved one to sudden death and need assistance, the Newcastle County Division of Police Victim Services Unit is available to offer you support and resources through area code 302-395-8000. All right, folks, that's the story, the sad story about what happened to this little boy. And this woman, Mercedes Ferguson, is trash. She is. With me, she would get no leniency, and I hope they lift the jail up, like I said before, and crush her with it. It's no excuse for this, but I'm going to go over 3 things with you real quick. First thing is this. This happened in August when this little boy died. She just now getting arrested for this? Think about that. A starving child dead on the ground when police arrive. And that's not an expedient rush to get her incarcerated? Where was the interrogation at? I mean, how does something like that, how does she walk out of that? And if she was initially arrested, but you said she wasn't, who would have gave a bond for that? Something is off here. Something is truly off. Why did it take that long? Then they said, oh, you know, after the forensics institution and it went before the grand jury. Why would that have to go before the grand jury? That right there is a crime. You don't have to go to the grand jury to see if they're going to pursue that or not. That's a damn crime right there. That baby sitting there emaciated and dead was a crime. That brings me to point number 2. How do you, not just as a parent, well, especially as a parent, but as a grown up, how does that happen with a child in your custody? How does that happen? We come across food all day. You could be dirt poor, but you're going to eat. Look at this woman's face. Look at her hair. That costs money to do that bullshit in her head. That costs money. Look how clean she is. Now, they grant you, they caught her when she was blinking and licking her lips, I guess, ready for the picture, but she looked like she ain't missed no meals. How did her son miss meals? You know how much food each of us as adults eat and throw away during the day? So you can't tell me she didn't miss no meals, but this little boy did? How do you watch this happen? Not just as a mother, just as anybody. Did you have this child around other people? Did anybody look at this kid and see something was wrong? That's what I think about. Guys, this baby is 4 years old, so we got a little bit of height on him. You know how much he weighed? 23 pounds at the time of death. Think about that. They trying to do CPR on a starving child whose heart won't pump because he has no nutrients to even keep the strength going. I'm going to tell you something. A starvation death, and I want you guys to go look it up, is a horrific death. The pain and suffering that little boy went through is unimaginable. At a certain time, from not getting nutrients, even early into the starvation process, your body starts to eat itself from the inside. Could you imagine? Right at the end of his existence, and he's too young to understand what life and death is. The last desperation cries he had and how messed up they sound because he was weak doing it. A lot of people don't like some of the stuff I say. I'm sure you don't. But there are some people that need to be dispatched right now and culled from society because they have no worth to themselves or to anybody else. And not everybody that got kids make good parents or should be parents. She didn't suffer. She's suffering now because her feelings is hurt and she caught up there and locked up with her selfish ass. The only victim was that baby. And the only thing he did, he had no choice, and that's to be born. To be born. How did you watch that boy lose weight? You know how sunken in his face was? His eyes sunken in, you eating, and he not. Everybody know if what happened if you don't eat, you feel like crap and all this other stuff. I wonder if I don't even know. Third thing before I get out of here, and I want you guys to hear me on this. The selfishness and hatred that a lot of people have in regards to their own children is astonishing to me. From a psychological standpoint, even if you was depressed, you ate, the baby didn't. So I don't want to hear nothing about no mental illness bullshit. This right here, I can't understand it. So you were going out and eating and all this other stuff and doing what you had to do, going in the street and all this other stuff. But this child went without your hair done, The child couldn't eat. You got that dumbass shit on your eyes, the moth wings, but your child didn't eat. I bet you was on Instagram and all this other social media bullshit most people be on, but your child didn't eat. How do you taste food and say, this is good, and you know you got a baby that's dying and drying up at the house? What if she ate in front of him? I'm sure she did that before. Selfish mother. It's like we eat our young alive nowadays, and it's normal. That baby starved, and your dumb ass still walking around here. No matter what they do to this woman, that child, it's not enough justice to fix what that baby went through. He got a dad. Where the fuck was the dad at? But then again, a lot of times, and it's not all, some chicks chase dudes right out of the relationship where the guy got to stay away anyway. And then he says, you know what the hell? I don't know if that's the case right here, but that child was unprotected. And it's a damn shame. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. The child's unnamed. You know, may he rest in peace. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.